Secretary of State Mike Pompeo have arrived in Ankara to meet Turkish authorities. The talks come after President Recep Tayyip Erdogan dismissed a U.S. call for an immediate ceasefire in northeast Syria. Fighting continues in the region as the Trump administration scrambles to try and contain the backlash from its decision to pull U.S. troops out from their Syrian posts. Well, the pair's visit follows news that the U.S. President Donald Trump sent a letter to the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, urging him not to launch his military offensive before it began. In response, Erdogan says he put it in the bin. Well, joining me now from Istanbul is a member of the ruling AK party, Rumeysa Kadak. Thanks for taking time to speak to us here in the programme. Have you had a chance to read this letter before President Erdogan put it in the bin?
Well, the letter actually shows us that President Donald Trump, he understands the urge, the need, and the right of Turkey to defend its borders and this terror corridor. Also, create a safe space where at least 2 million of 4 million Syrian refugees in our country can resettle safely in Syria.
Okay. Well, what about the fate of the Kurds?
Well, when it comes to Kurds, Turkey is very certain that this operation is not against Kurds, but against PKK. We are very we want to state everywhere that PKK does not represent Kurdish people. We have 20 million Kurdish people in our country, and I am the representative of a party which has more Kurdish MPs in the parliament than any other parties in the parliament. And we include Kurdish people, Christian people, every regional people, local people of Syria, when we say that we want to create a safe space and bring peace to the region.
You say that the PKK for you are the terrorists, but nonetheless we've got the Kurdish, the so self-declared Syrian Defense Force, who were allies of the United States. So how do you square that? What do you think is going to happen when that US-led delegation, which is now in your country, what do you expect to come out of that meeting?
Okay, Salako, let's make this clear. First, the SDF, PKK, YPG, PYD, they are all the same terrorist organization. Well, PKK is doing this as a tactic to create confusion, and everybody on the ground actually knows that. And it's not only Turkey or local people that knows that, also very senior United States officials like Ashton Carter, like General Dunford actually stated that PYD and YPG and PKK, they're the same organization. And also, to add more, Thomas Raymond actually stated, to be very specific, how SDF name was created at the night and originated to create confusion with PKK.
So what will your message then be, if you can speak for the AK party, then to Mike Pompeo and Mike Pence?
Well, there hasn't been an official explanation given today, but we are very certain that we want our NATO allies with us in the fight we give against terrorist organizations, and we see no difference in any other terrorist organization. We cannot be selective to terrorist organizations, and we know what happened in Afghanistan when Al-Qaeda was armed. At the end, everybody thought it was a good idea, but at the end, it became a threat to everyone else. So we should be very careful when it comes to PKK, because arming PKK is not going to create a solution. It's going to create more threat to people. And you can see that ISIS and PKK had dealt before, and now they are actually, the PKK is actually having deals with Assad, the dictator Assad, and also ISIS again.
Rumeysa Kadak, a member of the ruling AK party in Turkey, thanks for joining us to talk about that visit by the US-led delegation to Turkey.